Mhm.
And then
Did we ever get the recording of the last one? We didn't get it, did we?
I've been looking for it.
Okay.
It went to some file that I haven't figured out where it's at yet on my computer.
Oh,
So.
I'm so glad that happens to other people.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. So we are ready to start, Fran.
Okay. All righty. Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to start. Everybody's going to talk to us a little bit about himself. So I'll start with mine first and leave my picture on for a while. Okay. Those that know me realize I'm a people person and love going to meetings and talking to members. So I plan to visit a lot of your clubs and hopefully and hear about your projects. We need to share our ideas and communicate these with others. And I've been in the field of education for many years. I've always been dedicated to helping the children reach their highest potential. My leadership style is to encourage and support others in all their endeavors. I am just as comfortable being behind a group and letting them lead the way as I am being in front of them. I feel it's important that we get the word out, who we are, what we do, and why we do it. I want Kiwanis to be recognized in all communities as the organization that serves children. I plan to encourage each group and each club to develop a new project that the community realizes is a Kiwanis-sponsored project that meets the needs of their community. It's important that we all realize that we can make a difference in the lives of children and create for them a promising future. Now it's your turn to talk and tell me about what you feel. Introduce yourself, tell us what you expect from this training, what you feel the role of the Lieutenant Governor is, and what you expect of me. Okay, does anybody want to go first? We're down another. Anybody want to volunteer first, or shall we just?
Well, I see Lori's the first person on my list.
Okay. Yep, I'll go.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Lori Stillwell. I'm from Division 3. This will be my 5th time being Lieutenant Governor. Wow. So, woohoo! The 5th time's a charm. I am the Circle K administrator also, which is an awesome job. And then I have been a foundation trustee I'm almost done with that. But I love Kiwanis, and that's all I do. I volunteer, I do fundraisers, and love to ask people for money.
Do you get it all the time, the money?
Nope, it's okay if they say no. I just go back and ask them again.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Wait, what do I want from you, Fran? Is that what was one of the questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Fran, let's see. I know. Just be a leader. I mean, you don't need to micromanage us. We're all adults. If you give us a task, assume we're doing it, and give us a deadline, and halfway through that deadline, maybe check in or have us check in with you. But I'm pretty sure if we're all stepping up to be lieutenant governors, we can get the job done.
Thank you.
This is Don. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, very good. I didn't know if my laptop had that. I guess it does. Okay, anyway, I want to thank Fran for being in touch with me already several times. So that's one thing I would like from you as Lieutenant Governor, is to be in touch with me periodically. And I agree with Lori. We say we're going to do something, and we should do it, or at least try our best to get it done. And I agree with her on that point. As a Lieutenant Governor, I try to get around to all the clubs, and in my case, there's 7 clubs, so it's not that big of an area, but I am looking forward to get back to doing that, actually. And I wanted to see us increase our membership some, and looks like we had overall the division, and so that was good. Other than that, to support whatever the governor's plan is, whatever the district's plan is, and do the best we can, and looking forward to getting back to normal.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm Dick Luther of Division 21, and John, who's also on there, is be taking over my spot next year. He's governor-elect, lieutenant governor-elect, excuse me. And in November, I had a broken right hip, so I'm just getting back to normalcy again. And John took over for a while for me, and I'm grateful to John for that. And that we did have a division meeting earlier in last year. We would have had another one a couple months ago, but for some strange reason we didn't have it, which you all know about because of the virus disease. But anyway, all the clubs. I just have a few clubs where it's hard to get a hold of. Newberry and St. Ignace being up north more, and it's hard to get them to come down south here for various reasons. But it's been going. We've had some meetings, and I've talked to each club by phone quite often. I've been to a few meetings, but not too many, because my leg injury and that didn't help. But it's been a go, and I'm trying to do what's good. And I've been in Kiwanis for many years. I'm a past president of our club for 2 years. I'm also president of our Stamp and Coin Club up here in the north that we have. And I'm also an MEA retired delegate for the state of Michigan too, for retired teachers.
Busy.
Oh, and also I'm trustee for the foundation. My good secretary and wife just reminded me of that. And now she's poking me. And also the Key Club too for our local group here. So I have a few hats I wear.
Yes.
And in our club, we have a lot of us wear different hats. We only have about 15 people, but we just had a meeting on Monday, and we had 9 out of 15 there, so that was doing pretty good. Because we got a few coming back from down south yet too. You know, we do contact by phone, not together, unfortunately. And I hope that we have good communications with you, Fran, and have things going in that. So I hope you have a good term.
Thank you.
Let's hope we can have a normal one towards the end of the year
I
here.
hope so. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it for me for a moment.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm
Oops, go ahead.
okay. I'm Jackie Wickham from Division 11. I live near Hillsdale, and this is my first round as far as being a lieutenant governor. So I have been president of our club, have worked with our builders club for over 15 years. I've been an educator for many years, retired, and still going back, and I do the McKinney-Vento for our district. That is the homeless piece, working with our homeless children, and also on the CASA board, which is our court-appointed child advocates. So the focus for me has totally always been regarding children and basically in our local area. I've been trying to go around to some of our different meetings and the division to activities, and that got squelched with our having to stay at home for a while, but I hope to get back to that so they can meet me and I can get a good feel of what's going on in the clubs and try to increase the communication between our clubs in our division and do some more teaming and type of things that way so that everyone knows what's going on and we can support each other's clubs. Let's see, what else did I have down here? I wrote a few notes. Help to facilitate changes in our area. We continue working on the membership, but also trying to keep our members. And we do have a number of older members, so bringing in new, younger members to our organization and to give them leadership roles tends to be, I guess, a challenge for us. So something I really want to work on so those younger members know that they can take over and they can do the different leadership roles that have been taken care of by others for many, many years. Also, I see Many of our clubs in our division are having problems getting their paperwork or their payments in. So I hope to really focus on working with the presidents and the secretary and treasurers of those different clubs to make sure that those are all in and help them if they do need extra help. Fran, expectations for you, I guess the communication's probably the key thing for me, and working as a team. I think that I generally am a cheerleader for whatever I'm working on, and I'm also a good listener and to support you in whatever your goals are in the direction you want to go. I see that I'll try to make sure our division works on those things.
Thank you.
Fran,
Yes, sir.
Larry Minch from Division 20.
Okay, hi, Larry.
I've been in Kiwanis about 16 years, two-time club president, 2 times lieutenant governor in all Division 22, and this is my second term, 20. Kiwanis, best thing I've found since getting married. It's an active group. I'm in a really fine club in Charlotte. We have like 4 ex-lieutenant governors. We have kinds of leadership. We have Rita Moore, who transferred down from Petoskey. She's a former lieutenant governor, and she's doing our really fine stuff on our website. We have a very good, active website that itemizes basically everything that's happened in our last meeting every week, so we can always look at it and see what we've been up to. We've maintained between 45 and 51 members since I've been a part of it. We don't seem to grow much, and then we lose some to old age and whatever, and moving. But it's still, all in all, we have Ed Boudet from really active in the Action Club group and a very active local builders club. So enough about, it's a fun place to be from. As expectations, way more expectations in the area, because I have like 6 active clubs and 2 that operate on old theory. We don't go outside the city limits again. They just don't want to participate very heavily, but we're working on that. Our biggest club in the region hasn't had a lieutenant governor in several years, Traverse City. I'll pick on them. Dick understands the issues up here. I'm waiting for the virus to break, hit the road, and go visit everybody again. We had 2 district meetings. We had 8 at the one meeting and 5 at the other. So it's been successful in that regard, so it's helping. I don't know what else. As far as what I like, I'm not really high tech, so I have trouble keeping up with that part of it. But it's getting better. Who would have thought I would have been in a Zoom meeting? Now I've been in about 10 or 12 weeks. All of our churches on Zoom, and I'm active there also as a custodian. So staying busy.
We'll have to teach you how to run it.
I'm getting better. The church secretary's helped me a lot. She's really good at it. So, but no, I love being here and hope I can do a better job than best job I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sharon Gwozdowski. I'm president of the Shorewood Kiwanis in Division 1. I feel like I'm a newbie. I'm not sure what's all involved with being a lieutenant governor, but I do have a lot of skills that I have been utilizing since I've been a president. What I'm looking for as my expectation is stronger leadership, more on recruitment strategies. And I think with my background, I feel that our club has done very well with bringing on new members. And as I think about why I am involved, years back I was all about moms and babies, and now I'm about children and families in my community. So I have a lot to offer, and I'm excited that I can utilize a lot of my skills. And one of my main focus is to help my division with the recruitment of new members. How do you keep your members? How do you praise your members? I instituted a couple of months ago a member of the month, and that person is has a special badge they wear, is recognized on social media as well as our meetings. But it's a little pat on the back, especially for the younger ones that have joined and are working professionals. And it's like, what a plus for the professionals, and now especially what's taking place. So I'm trying to be very creative. And then I'm in the midst of starting a think tank committee where it's going to be innovative and fun, where I have a lot of young professionals that will be joining me and sharing their ideas and how we can bring in new members. So I'm excited with that. And so I hope I can call on a lot of you for your advice, because like I said, this is kind of new, getting this so involved with the Kiwanis like I am. And lastly, with what do I expect of our governor? I just want someone that's going to return calls and messages and check on us, like, hey, how you doing? And I'll be the first to tell you I'm not into technology, but as you see, I'm on today. I had a terrible time with our system last week. But I think that's about it. I appreciate what the Kiwanis is all about, what they're doing, and that's it. That's all about me. Oh, by the way, I am, along with Carly, Sarah, and myself, we are the co-chairs for the Michigan World Record Book Drive, which right now to me is way on hold due to the fact that we have no idea what's going to happen. And in fact, our division number 1, we have suspended collecting books. I won't take any more due to the fact that we probably have 13,000 to 14,000 books. So just have to figure out what we're going to do with all these books and where this COVID-19 takes us. So I think that's it for me.
Thank you.
I can go next.
Okay, Mary.
All right. I'm Mary Blashill, and I am from Division 13. I think the thing I'd like to communicate most is my love for kids and my devotion to helping them. I've been a social worker for 40 years and have worked both with the state and in schools. So Kiwanis was fit like a glove for me. I remember when I was in Sturgis, I went to a Kiwanis meeting to talk about the social work in the schools. And I thought at the time, this was in 1990, boy, I'd like to really join this club. And, but I didn't. And then when I found out, I was invited by a Kiwanis member, and I thought, well, this is a great time. So 5 years ago, I joined. I've been president, which seems to be what happens when you join Kiwanis. Within the first few years, you get to be president. I think the thing that was the most educational for me was going to the international convention. I really, really learned a lot about Kiwanis. And I am new at this lieutenant governor thing, and I don't know either. I know, Sharon, you were saying you were new also, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing. But I know one thing that is important to me is building relationships, trying to get to the different meetings. Even now, I'm trying to communicate through the media to the different clubs. I have 7 clubs in District 13, and I just don't want to lose touch with them. So that's my expectation of myself, is to build relationships. I'm glad I'm going to be doing this for 2 years, so that hopefully by the end of the 2nd year, I'll know a little bit more about what the job entails. My expectation of you, Fran, is do exactly what you've been doing. It always is great to hear from you. I've gotten several phone calls from you, and I appreciate that. Just like I do whenever Greg calls, it's like, oh, yay, because I always learn something new. So anyway, keep doing what you're doing. I think communication is the best thing. So I'm done.
Thank you. All right.
I'm Scott Greenway. I'll go ahead and jump in. I'm fairly new to Kiwanis. I joined in 2015. I was the president in East Lansing, and I'm also involved in the foundation as trustee currently, and really looking forward to having the opportunity to serve the chapters in our area. I think in terms of expectations for myself, it's just to work hard and make sure that I do the absolute best job I can of communication and motivation and supporting the leadership and the individual member in those clubs, that I would have the responsibility of being the official liaison between Fran and the state organization or the district organization and the individual member. And then in terms of expectations from Fran, just to provide us with the resources and help us to be as successful as we can be, having a strong focus on the member and making the Kiwanis experience as rewarding for the member as possible, which obviously ties into doing as much as we can for the children of the world in our local areas, and putting that together up into having a great 2020-2021 year for all of us and being a team player. So I plan to do my part along those lines as best I can. And as noted, I'm kind of a newbie, so welcome all suggestions and help and ideas along those lines, because I love the group and I want to do a good job. Thanks.
Thank you. All right.
I can go.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Jen Romanowski. I will be the Lieutenant Governor for Division 2 this coming year. Currently, as a heads up, I'm going on, I think, year 2.5 of belonging to Kiwanis. I'm the current president of the Dearborn Young Professionals Club. I am also the strategic chair for the district, so wear a couple hats as well. It sounds like a number of us do, which isn't a surprise, because I can't remember who said it. Once you kind of show that initiative, you'll definitely be asked. What expectations do I have? I think, and I heard a couple of you say, growing members. So one of the expectations that I have is really making sure going around to each of the individual clubs, knowing where maybe they have an opportunity. Being part of a young professionals club, I do think I introduce a very different perspective. So hopefully I can share some of that. Some of you also said technology might not be your thing. I will give you a little bit of piece of advice. when we repeat things like not my thing or not good at, you know, you're not giving yourself a shot. Could always, you know, get kind of good at it. Look at everybody's on Zoom today. Because frankly, if everybody is looking to continue to grow their membership, getting involved with the younger generations is going to be really critical and important. And I think that's why some of the clubs are struggling. Even though I've been only the Lieutenant Governor-elect, I have spent time going around to clubs because I've been new to Kiwanis. I've been a new president of my club, and that is a very common problem. So my expectation is really to you know, listen and help where I can, you know, in that regards. What do I expect from Fran? You're doing it, Fran. You're reaching out, you're asking questions, holding me accountable, you know, that to me, you know, I'm here to help you and to serve the district, but it's nice to know that we have each other's back. And just, you know, ask. If there's something that you need, don't hesitate to ask for it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who do we have left? We have Tracy, Carol, and John, I think. Is Tracy on? No, no Tracy. Carol, you're on, aren't you?
This is Tracy. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It took me a minute to get unmuted. I was talking to nobody. I apologize. So this is Tracy Twardzinski. I'm with Division 16, and I'm with the Kiwanis Club of Lansing. I've been a member since December of 2011. And Fran, I would say you're doing everything great because I've got to talk to you a couple times, and thank you for the reminder for the call or the Zoom on Sunday evening because I would have totally forgot about it. I appreciate you keeping me in the loop because I have everything sent to my work email and I only check my personal email like once a week. So on the weekends when I get emails at work, I'm not able to access those from home. So I appreciated the phone call. I'm still trying to figure out what those reports we get monthly, what we're supposed to do with those. And I'm not sure what to do with those yet, but I promise I'll learn that before I'm Lieutenant Governor. And that's definitely one thing I want to learn. Another thing would be how to motivate people or what they want to see, what I need to do to, I don't know, make it exciting. So that's my goal for the year.
Tracy, so explain to them your living conditions right now.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so January 24th, I sold my house. My husband and I did. And we're building. So we bought some property last July. And we waited to sell our house before we started building. Well, building construction right now is a non-essential business. So they're not building homes right now. So I'm technically homeless. So during the week, I live in a rental house by my work in Lansing and here in Ingham County. And on the weekends, I live with my oldest daughter who has my youngest daughter because she had to leave MSU because of the quarantine. So we all gather on the weekends at my daughter's house, my daughter and son-in-law's house, for a couple days on the weekends, and then we all go back to work or school during the week. So wow. I'm seriously homeless. I have 3 storage units in Hazlet, and I have a post office box in Bath, and I have clothes at my daughter's house and at this rental house here in Lansing. So yeah, it's been a treat, and I can't wait until they can start building my house because it's really essential. I need it.
How long do they say once they start building? It's a couple months for that at least, isn't it?
Right now it's May 1st until it gets bumped longer. I'm sure it will get bumped longer. But once they start, they said it's 5 months.
Oh my.
To build. So yeah.
So you're going to be wandering around for a while.
Yes. Yep,
hey, Sue?
definitely.
Sue, aren't there some dorm rooms available?
Unfortunately, there are not.
Nope.
They moved everybody out of those too.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Yep, I have a 19-year-old, so she's living with our daughter while we're waiting for our house to be built. So, yeah, thanks, Fran, for asking.
It makes me appreciate living in my own house and being stuck in a house that stays with me.
Yeah, I miss it. I have my cat with me, so she entertains me. So,
Tracy, sounds like you could use a virtual hug from all of us.
aw, yeah, thank you. I work at a bank, so we're an essential business at the bank. So I do work Monday through Friday, but the weekends I'm in Shiawassee County in Owasso, where my daughter lives. Yeah, thanks.
To you. Glad you're hanging in there.
Yeah, I can do this 6 more months, right? I can do this.
You don't have a choice, obviously.
Right.
Well, that's good to hear. Okay. All right. Who else do we have? Carol, are you there somewhere?
I don't see Carol on tonight.
Oh, okay. And John Knapp, are you there? You want to talk to us? Tell us about yourself?
John Knapp. I've been a Kiwanian for 32 years this month, and have been a Key Club Kiwanis advisor for almost 30 years, and have been a zone advisor on the district level of Key Club for about 18 years. So I've been, I am fortunate to be one of 2 people on the call from Alpena, and also to be in the middle of a zone that we have 3 counties that do not have any coronavirus hits in this area. So we are in the blessed area for right now. We know what's coming, but anyway, that's the help for Alpena. My expectations, I basically am a lieutenant governor-elect following Dick Luther, and basically, like Dick had already said, when he went down last November, then I was able to step in and help. I've already been a lieutenant governor once. I've been a president twice. And so I'm here to help out in any places that maybe somebody has questions on that, and more so on the Key Club side. I guess I'm offering also up to Fran, if there is anybody that you run into questions about Key Club, I think Greg is probably between Greg and Sue are the most knowledgeable about Key Club, but there is nothing that you could tell me that I haven't seen through Key Club. So if there's anything that you need help doing, if you, like Dick had, where he needed to find a way of rejuvenating a Key Club, you know, there are other zone advisors, but if you want to, and I'm sure Sue and Fran can pass out my information if you don't have it already, feel free to contact me, and we'll make sure that we get you to the right people. Key Club is just like Kiwanis. We're hurting for members, and we want to grow. We've gone through our hits of membership over the last couple of years, and unfortunately, our membership turns over every 4 years or less. If they join, they end up leaving, and Lori is administrator for Circle K, and sometimes they go to Circle K, and sometimes they float away, and we never see them as a Kiwanian. So if there's anything that I can help with, Fran, under your year related to Key Club, let me know. That's where I can offer up the help on this area. And then I would be set to be Lieutenant Governor under either Frank or Jen's year, or no, Rosemary's year, depending on which one comes out on top in August. So that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you very much, and it's nice that you're on this meeting with us. Appreciate it. Is there anybody we missed? Anybody else on that would like to talk? Maybe visitors.
Greg, anything you want to?
Greg?
Well, nothing related to this, but as long as you gave me a chance. For those of you that don't know, Kathy Alexander is retiring. And her last date at this point is going to be early May. Now, that may change based on the ability to get in the office and do some things. But So we're looking for somebody to replace her. So if you have any ideas of somebody, basically they would need to live probably in the Lansing area, and it'd be 20 hours a week, and administrative secretary. Let me know.
Okay. Anyone else?
I can say something.
Go ahead.
Hey, Jen, you heard he called you out already, so you're going to be in the running for governor in a few years.
You got a master's degree to get behind, a doctorate, so we'll see.
Already. My name is Rosemary Robinson, and I was a lieutenant governor and class chair 14, 15, 15, and 16. With Larry way back when, and so if you do need any help, feel free to reach out to anybody who's been a past lieutenant governor. The past lieutenant governors council is got pretty much active people in almost every division, I believe, so reach out to them, reach out to me. We can get you some help in some different areas, or find somebody who might have expertise in that area too. So that's all I got for tonight.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, we'll go on to the next slide then. I want to thank everybody. It was very interesting listening to you and hearing it, your comments. I want to stress that kind of a lot of you said the same thing. I want to stress that we need to communicate with each other, both our successes and our needs, being able to get together and decide, talk with each other. And I'm going to let each of you decide what's the best method for me to contact you. So eventually, do you like me contacting you individually, as a group, as a small group, by your home phone, by your cell phone, by text, by Zoom, whichever way you feel, or any other way that you feel is the best way. I'd like you to send me an email or a text by May and let me know which way you feel is the best way for me to communicate with you. So just think about it in these next few weeks and then let me know. Also, I will support you in your endeavors, just as I hope you will support me in mine. I want you to bond with your fellow lieutenant governors, share your ideas with each other and your concerns with each other. Feel free to ask for support from me, from members of the leadership team, your fellow lieutenant governors, and your past lieutenant governors. When you need advice or assistance, remember, you do not have to do this job alone. We are all here to help each other, and we want to enjoy our next year. And then next week, going on to what we're going to be doing next session, I've been working on organizing my goals and project for the 2020-2021 year. And on our next conference call, we'll have President Art Riley discuss his goals and plans for next year. And I will share my goals and expectations I have for the district and the district team. Hopefully within the next 3 or 4 days, I will get up onto SharePoint, a program that's going to be called Children Are Our Future Project. If you get a chance to read it before next Wednesday, it would be good, because then if you have questions, you can ask the questions and I give you answers next week when I'm discussing that project. And I think that's probably it for the day. Anything else, Sue, that you've got to add?
I just want to, I did send a MailChimp email to everyone yesterday, and I will go back and check. If you didn't get it by any chance, if you would just email me so I make sure I have the your correct email address. But I kind of just gave an update of one, I'm going to try, my plan is to send out a weekly email with what's going on in the education world for you. And we do Brian Tenslinger, who was with us but had to get off because they got a major thunderstorm going on down there and he was losing his power in Indianapolis. It's coming our way, by the way. He has set up what's called a SharePoint file for us at Kiwanis. It's on the Kiwanis International server, where we will be putting all of this information and all of this material. So tonight's PowerPoint, I will download the recording of tonight's session, but anything that we're doing per each meeting will be up on that site. The goal is that it'll be up a couple of days before our session. I also asked him to load up the Lieutenant Governor's Training Education Manual is completed as a PDF. It's currently in print, but given where we're at with COVID, it's not being, they're not an essential, printers aren't essential, Indianapolis, so that's been on hold until that gets printed. But he did put the PDF version of the manual up on that SharePoint site as well. That link is actually in the newsletter that I sent to everyone last night. So that's why it's important for us to make sure that you receive that message. And then we did put in there the upcoming sessions. We were lucky to be able to get President-elect Art to join us next week. He's excited about being here. And he is just one of the many Kiwanis International staff that will be supporting us throughout this program. And it's nice that he'll be able to do that, because typically at a Lieutenant Governor training session, you would see a video of him. Instead, we will have him live and in person. So we have that set, and the recordings will get up online. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow evening at 8 p.m., we are doing a webinar called Kiwanis Let's Talk. Sean Smith from the Pennsylvania district is going to do a session on LGBTQ and you, and talk about different memberships and availability from relationships for recruiting members and stuff like that. So he's got a program that he has presented several times for Kiwanis, including at our international convention, but has also presented that program for many, many other organizations. So he's going to do that with us next week, or on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You can register. There is a link off of our Kiwanis Facebook page, the Michigan Facebook page. You can register off that. If you should not be able to get registered, we're planning on live streaming it through Facebook Live, which we can do as well. So it'll be our first attempt on that tomorrow evening. So we're going to try that out as well. And again, if you have any questions or concerns or need assistance, please feel free to connect with myself or Larry Member, who's on the call, and we will keep moving forward. Yes.
Just one thing. I'm assuming you're going to send those emails out again.
Yes.
If you could actually link the Zoom. I know it's little, but.
Oh, okay. In the email. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I clicked that picture like 3 times, and I'm like, it's not opening. So.
Okay. So, all right. Nope. That's a good thing to do. Yep. I'm slowly learning how to use MailChimp.
I get it.
And Zoom I'm better at Zoom now than I was last week. So we're in the same thing, but yeah, I can link that in there. And try to, those are the things we all, figure out how to do. So
we're all getting really good at technology right now.
We sure are.
It was a top secret plan.
Yeah.
Everybody's not really sick. We just wanted to get everybody really good at technology.
Well, you get really good. You can hold your division meetings that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That might be easier to do. Well, just remember, next week we won't be meeting on Sunday. Sunday's Easter, and we're leaving you alone. Let you do whatever you want to celebrate your holiday at home. Don't go running around anywhere.
Yeah.
Happy Easter.
And then Fran, I just shot you an email. Let me know if you need my help for next week.
Okay, thank you.
Sue, this is great.
Yes.
Last week you put up kind of the schedule for the training, the different, is that on the SharePoint right now?
It is on the SharePoint, yes.
Yes.
So I'd like to suggest that if any of you take a look at that, and there's something you think we've missed in terms of what you'd like to have covered, please let us know, because we can be very flexible on what we're covering and when and things like that. So.
Right. And what's important is that when we put this together 2 weekends ago, when we first were quarantined to home, it was quickly looking at what Kiwanis International had suggested for training and what we had compared it to our program in the past, and just trying to put this together, knowing that we don't know really how much longer we're going to be home, and knowing that there's a lot of places where you can't meet with more than a couple people. Groups are canceling major events all over the place, and to get together. So we felt that this was the best opportunity for us to do this. And as I mentioned, Allison from New York was on with us. So a lot of people are looking at how to do this. And we have other leadership development people within Kiwanis International that are looking to see, how do we do this? What can we do? Is this, no one really knows how to do this. So we want to make sure that, we're not missing anything, but we believe that this is probably going to be one of the most thorough education programs that Michigan will have had, because we're going to do this, and we're going to do it in stages instead of trying to dump 45 hours worth of material on you in 18 hours at a weekend when you're exhausted by the time you go home. So we believe this will be the way. We understand that people are going to have to miss a session here and there. That's part of life. We will work with you on that. And then if anybody has any specific questions, feel free to reach out to Fran or Greg or Larry or myself, and we'll help you out. So any last questions anybody have? I don't see any hands going up. Everybody did great tonight on the computer. Thank you. I think
I need to figure out how to do the background though.
Yeah, me
I
too.
want to find something really interesting.
Dick,
Kathy
Dick, you have a
Luther's
question?
guy is waving, but they're on mute.
The Kiwanis International website has the instructions and the Kiwanis background.
On how to put it on? Like
Yeah,
actually-
they've got the link to Zoom on how to get it on there.
Larry,
It's
why
in
don't
their
you just- Larry, why don't you
COVID
just send it-
section.
Larry, why don't you just send us your picture and we'll use that?
Dick, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just want to say, I don't know if I was on mute or not, but I tried a couple times to talk to you guys and I couldn't. So I don't know what was happening.
You were on mute.
You were on mute.
On mute.
Yeah.
In the bottom of your screen's a little microphone, and if it's got a line through it, you're on mute. So
Okay.
then you could just click it, and then it usually unmutes you, unless Sue mutes us all.
Okay,
It
thank you.
Has that power.
Right.
I didn't put it on mute.
Okay. Any questions? Anything else anybody would like to add along the way, or
Thanks, everybody, for joining.
thank you for joining.
It was exciting to hear all your.
Bye now.
Be safe.
Thank you for letting me join your
Yeah,
group.
the other thing too, one thing real quick.
Bye now.
is apparently there's been some Zoom issues with security, and please click leave meeting. When don't just stop, click the leave meeting, I've been told.
Right.
It's in the right, bottom right.
Bottom right, yeah.
Allison, will you stay on a minute?
Sure.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, have a nice day.
Bye.
Lou,
Yes.
can you put up the power slide for Fran's information, please?
Can I do what?
Can you put the slide up for Fran's information?
I sure can.
Thank you.
There you go.
And let's see. All right.
Take a picture of it.
Yep, we'll do that.
That's what everybody tells me. Take a picture. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Have a
Yep,
good
you're welcome.
Easter.
Okay,
All
goodbye.
right. Have a
Bye,
good
guys.
Easter, everyone. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good job, Dick. Kathy.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
And then you just hit leave meeting on the bottom right and you're good. Okay.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I don't have my, guess I don't have my picture.
That's
but-
okay. Oh, there you are. Woo!
Oh, here I am.
With the candle behind you.
A lamp.
Candle behind you. So,
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I think it's good. We've been talking about it. Ours, we traditionally don't start until the middle of May.
Yeah.
For ours. So obviously we're not going to be able to do ours in person either.
Right.
So I don't know, when I mentioned how that you were going to do this, and go all the way out